Hello and welcome to your 2018 Sagittarius Great Mother Speaks full moon reading. This year it is on May 29th. Great Mother speaks to those of us who are experiencing mama drama trauma. This deck and these readings are specifically designed to offer clarity, balance, and confirmation to those of us consistently and persistently experiencing abandonment or abuse from the mother or maternal figures that impact our lives today. This person could have abandoned us in childhood or could abandon us in adulthood through addictions or through death. This is not about blame or shame. This is about identifying how we feel as a distinct human being from the issues, unhealed issues, traumas imposed upon us in childhood. I am Tammy Taylor, an inner work life coach specializing in mama drama trauma condition, in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. Now, in cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal, loving detachment is required. So we talk about that in the readings. We deal with mothers oftentimes who change like the phases of the moon, and so it's difficult for us to distinguish how we feel from our mothers. And so these lunar readings are designed to cultivate, to nurture, and to actually grow and evolve the space within us to have the ability to do that for ourselves. We look at the sidereal, the soul sign. So the sidereal moon sign, this full moon is in Scorpio, in the nakshatra of Anudra, that vivacious, creative, caring, stellar mansion in the sky that the moon will be in as it is reflecting the light of the sun in Taurus in the nakshatra, the beautiful, enhancing, gracious Rohini, this composure riddled, compassionate, devoted, noble energy of the sun. So we look at the soul astrology, the sidereal, to ascertain that soul space. So if you are Sagittarius, that means that more than likely your sidereal sign is in Scorpio, making this your first house, and also your halfway mark of your lunar new year. Be sure to check out in the playlist your lunar new year readings if that hasn't happened for you yet. Stay tuned, because every new moon marks the lunar new year for your new moon sign. So the Taurus lunar new year readings have just been posted, and the Geminis will be coming up. Of course, that is Taurus Gemini with the Taurus in the sidereal. Now, these are posted according to your Western. If you're new with us, want to be sure that you understand that the full moon in terms of Great Mother is really focusing on really paying attention to what those new moon intentions were that you set. We've been doing some readings that focused on those new moon wishes. Great Mother offered 5. It suggested that 10 be a maximum. Want to do some research on that? Go to greatmotherspeaks.info/vlog to see what those suggested new moons readings have been for the last 2 months. We're going to kind of move away from that. As you practice on your own, you gain your own rhythm, you gain your own stance of understanding how that energy works. These readings will make a lot more sense to and for you. With this full moon, we're really looking at the cleansing, purification aspect of what has come forward as a result of your new moon intentions. And so again, you might want to check out what those suggested ones were if you did not set them by Great Mother, and to see what is coming up in your internal life at this particular time as this full moon in Scorpio Sagittarius purifies, cleanses, and really tests the mutual feelings that you have. Now, mutual feelings have to do with, of course, our personal and professional relationships. With the moon reflecting the sun, it's always on the opposing sign that we find that solar energy. So the sun now is in that Taurus and the sidereal Gemini in the Western. So your moon sign attraction will naturally be to someone with that Taurus, Gemini, Sidereal, Western axes. Of course, the Western astrology has to do with our emotional ego energy. Western astrology is an earth-centric astrology, and we do the reading from that place to have a conscious hit from what Great Mother is saying from that deeper space, and you find what resonates best with you. So, with no further ado, here are your May full moon readings from Great Mother Speaks. Pisces, Aries, moon sign people. This is your Scorpio, Sagittarius full moon reading. It is 9th and 3rd house energies for you. The moon is in your 9th house. The sun is being reflected in your 3rd. Pisces is what most of you are in the Sidereal soul astrology. This is a cosmic astrology that looks at the planets from a omniscient cosmological perspective. So we call this the soul astrology here, with Great Mother speaking to us through our intuitive Piscean voice for you. And Aries is your emotional. This is where, from an earth-centric astrology, Western astrology, you feel that continuum between love and pain, love and fear, joy and pain. That kind of continuum is the GPS system for the soul that locates us where we are in terms of our energetic frequency. And so what does that mean? Well, what it means for us is that when we work with our internal space, there's a differentiation between intuition and emotion that is useful when you are downloading messages from Great Mother and being inspired by the energy to aspire for things in your life. And for Pisces, Aries moon sign people, with this 9th house lunar energy, you are very strongly at this time being inspired toward higher knowledge, higher learning. You may be somewhat of a guru to others yourself. You may be studying under a guru at this time. You are very much perhaps entertaining, if not traveling quite a bit to learn new things internally and externally. Because Scorpio Sagittarius is not only your 9th house, but it's the 9th house on the astrological wheel. So you're approaching this full moon with some great apprehension about the path that you're on towards your higher knowing. You're scared of yourself. You are learning so much. You are perhaps feeling a bit befuddled in terms of communicating what you're learning. So if you are a guru, you might be having a time of it now, sharing your new insights, because they're coming to you fast and furiously with the sun in your 3rd house, reflecting this lunar energy in your 9th house. So what we have here is, you know, as this candle went out, it of course reminds me of a light going out. And so Great Mother speaks to us through signs and symbols. And so maybe you actually feel like a light is going out for you. And that is what is causing you to fear this illuminated awareness at this time. Your transformative opportunity is to realize that right now you are operating under the law of mystery and divine order. There's a divine order to this. Whatever this is that is bringing up this fear for you at this particular time as it relates to your philosophy of life and entrusting that to your life, your aspirations of what you want to do and how you're feeling at this time. 3rd quarter moon energy is about release and letting go. The yang symbol is here talking about what you incarnated to do. And so at this time, your sole purpose is to let go of this fear, because what is occurring to you internally is all a part of the law of mystery and divine order as it relates to your soul evolution. So right off the bat, Great Mother is saying that this is more of an intuitive reading for you. So let's talk about kind of that Piscean energy for you at this time. There's a 24-degree difference. Sidereal astrology is in 24 degrees precession to Western astrology. So if you are 26 degrees or above in Western astrology, you may be Aries in the sidereal as well. So check the links below to see what resonates best with you. But for most of you, this Piscean energy in your ninth house is really speaking to, the angels, the guides, and the ancestors are really speaking to you right now. And it would behoove you to just trust what you're downloading. That's the easiest way to say it. At the center of your reading is integrity. So that lets me know that you're being invited to just tell yourself. It's not about anybody else. This is an intuitive reading. This is your internal space. This is your lunar space. Tell yourself the truth about what these downloads are and what they're saying to yourself. Even though it might be scaring you a little bit, it's not so much a light is going out during a full moon period. It's about the light being turned off to what these fears are. Because the truth is, you know that these downloads that you're getting are inviting you to accept. You don't need to communicate what you know to other people. It's more about you accepting the internal downloads, the internal communications that you're receiving from Great Mother. And that might be hard for you, Aries Moon, because you do have that kind of aggressive nature, and you do want to lead people and to show people what you know. But what this is showing with your full moon card being Sulis is that your intention of wanting to communicate with people, as opposed to just heeding what Great Mother is speaking to you about, just integrating what is being communicated internally to you, is you're wanting somebody to give you something or to validate it, and you already have the validation. Great Mother's coming through and she's saying that you already are operating under your soul mission right now. That's enough. I mean, other people are not going to be able to validate your soul journey. And she doesn't want you to overlook that health, happiness, and wholeness is your birthright. And even though this might not feel emotionally that way right now, it really is where you are at this time. And just act on the inner knowing. Just act on what you've been downloading. Just trust the law of Divine Mother, which is that inspiration that we aspire to manifest in the physical world. The double yin is all about that download, and it's all about consciously downloading. So you have been consciously seeking clarification about these fears and these apprehensions that are coming up that really are making you feel ungrounded in your life, your material existence. But on an internal level, you are very much grounded. It's in your shadow position. You have the personal power to live these truths that are coming up. It's just that in your shadow, there is a person or there is a conditioned belief or attitude that is keeping you from trusting this new awareness. And you're not aware that that's the block. That's the actual fear. The actual fear is that if somebody does not approve, perhaps the student that you're a guru to, or that you are a student to a guru, or the philosophy that you have at this time might not gel with this new information that's coming through. You don't know that you already have the personal power to see both, to work out both in a way that serves you. So pay attention to your waking and your sleeping dreams, because they're going to show you how they do jibe. They're going to show you how the yin and yang do offer a primal sense of clarity, so that you don't feel that you're left out in the cold, that a light has just been shut off on you and you can't see. It's not that. It's that you don't need to focus on that particular aspect anymore. You don't need to focus on that person or that situation anymore. It's not that it is not worthy or that it is not divine in its own right, but its purpose has been served, and there is a higher knowing that's wanting to come through, and that's why you feel so compelled to communicate it. That's why you feel so perhaps prohibited in terms of your communication and befuddled. I keep sensing that there's a stammering. There's and it's kind of happening with me right now. You know, they're kind of tongue-tied with communicating these things, and it's because it's not meant to be communicated. It's not meant for other people to understand. It's meant for you to understand, and so release that sense of victimhood about it. You're not a victim. Great Mother, Father God, they don't see us as victims, as weaklings. They see us as divine souls. They see us as dearly loved children of the Great Mother, Father God. They, as personified beings, not so much, but that is how we relate to them narratively as human beings. We always have to have a story. Energetically, the yin and yang energy identifies the stardust in us as the stardust that is within them. And so it doesn't see an inability to balance the cosmos. It sees the same energy in us that is in them. So we do have free will, and we do choose certain experiences to purify us. And in this full moon, what's being purified for you, Pisces, Aries, Moon people, is to let go of the idea that you know how things should be, that you know how this experience needs to play out, that other people need to hear it, and that they need to understand it. It's you. You need to hear it. You need to understand it. You need to align with the mystery of it. Okay, that's the focus of it, and to act on that intuitive guidance that's coming through. Because as you do that, the outcome for you this full moon is something that between now and the new moon, in about 2 weeks in Gemini, which will be in your third house. Gemini is in your third house. You're going to, again, this third house energy, you will be able to see much more clearly what this communication is about, and you will see beyond the illusions of what you thought these fears and the light going out is about right now. You probably feel that you're being abandoned or alienated. With Mama Drama Trauma, it is about a soul contract with another soul that loves us very deeply in order for us to learn self-love and spiritual independence. It is a soul that has also experienced Mama Drama Trauma, and it's a cycle. So if you're watching Great Mother Speaks channel and you're tuning in to the Mama Drama Trauma YouTube channel, you are deciding to break this vicious cycle in your life, and you're going to see beyond a lot of those illusions of abandonment and abuse by the new moon. As you do your internal work, always remember that Great Mother loves you, and I do too. For more information about Mama Drama Trauma, visit mamadramatrauma.info.